And so one of the things he talks about in an entire chapter in Letting Go is on desire, because desire is one of the frequencies in the map of consciousness. And what he talks about is that the intense desire, TLDR, is that the intense desire actually inhibits us getting the thing that we desire. And so if we are clinging too tightly to our demanding of this thing, we actually prevent ourselves from getting it. And it's when we let go of the intensity of the desire that it comes to. And so I just heard that play out in your story. I want to find this purple feather. I want to find it. When we finally surrender that and we just go and let go, all of a sudden the pigeon walks by, right? It's like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, I know it's that same idea, I feel like, has just popped up in multiple times across my life. You kind of have to relax into that idea instead of holding so tightly too. So that's absolutely right. And I love that analogy there.
You can take me back to maybe like the first one, and let's go sequentially here.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Let's see. First, so at my last year of college was when, well, it was a COVID project is when it started, right? Like most side projects do nowadays. It was a podcast, actually. Okay. So it was a material science podcast called It's a Material World. And that started purely as a hobby, right? You know, what else is there to do when you're at home?
Totally.
And so with that, you know, we created a podcast where we started inviting founders, professors, etc., even other peers in the material science space. And that was my first side hustle, I would say. It was my first business. It came like my last year of college, and then it went on for another three years, I would say. And it turned into a business fairly quickly, right? When I started really like learning about the value of my time versus just purely income, right? They sponsored our podcast and they funded our journey. And as a result, we brought value to them in unique ways with our network, with our reach, and with our relationships as well. And so that's the first time where that was truly a business, right? And it was really fun, honestly. Like, what I realized with each and every one of my businesses is that I got so many growth opportunities that came with it. I got to master my craft in sales, as a speaker, as a leader, right? As a team builder. All of these, what I'm learning right now, are very valuable skills, but also just, you know, opportunities for growth and skills that I love developing.
Yeah.
So that really opened my eyes of, you know, what it really means to build wealth and to grow my income as well. We talk about real estate. We talk about passive income versus, you know, businesses, right? Like all of that was new to me. And I think I just ate it up, honestly. And I was like, I want this. And I know, like, if I was just doing an engineering job, like, what was my evenings for? Like, what did I want to spend that time on? Yeah. For me, it was building a business, you know? And because of that, I had this like inclination of, I want to get into the real estate space. It seems like most people who are very wealthy, right? So
how did you go from have my own duplex, I'm renting out the other side as an Airbnb, to I now want to manage others? Like what was in there?
Right there was effectively this desire to accelerate my growth, right? And so I put in a good chunk of money into that down payment, right? And then now I was like, okay, I had two options, right? One option was, okay, let this make money, and then I'll save that. And then 3 years down the line, I'll invest in another home, right? And then I'll continue to do that. And that'll like over 10, 20 years will like scale my portfolio, and that'll have compounding effects. Nothing wrong with that, 100%. But what I wanted rather was like, how do I get access to more capital so that I can accelerate that growth of like investing in more properties, or, you know, just building a business that gives me more of that freedom as well too, right? Like, and now I had the background of like, hey, I can do this for other people. Why don't I actually figure out how to do this for other people? You know, like this was now my unique expertise, and I had that faith in myself that I can build a business